What's going on, YouTube?
What up, y'all?
What's going on. This is our second show of our new podcast, and yesterday we couldn't find a name for to give ourselves, so we found the name and came up with an idea, and we're gonna call this "What's Going On" with Hub and Big Doug. Me, myself, Big Doug, and my stepson Hub.
You dig?
Is his nickname Ron Dusky,
Yes, sir.
AKA as well. But today, we want to cover some more stuff that today, what's been going on today, and what's been going on in the news today, as well as we want to cover some. I want to cover something too, is what happened with yesterday with the Kevin Hart situation. But we'll talk about that later on in the show. But today, we want to start what's going on with the hurricane situation. What's been going on in the Bahamas as well as, if y'all don't know, it's been coming to the U.S. So, do you want to add anything to that, Big Hub?
The yesterday we were thinking it was a Category 5 hurricane. Now it has been dropped to what'd you say it was, Big Doug? Category 2.
A two, which I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna read it
Okay.
because I mean, and this is from actually from CNN.
And that was a shock to me because I mean it was seeming like they were saying like they planned on this like being of catastrophic proportions. You know what I mean? So
Right.
to drop from a 5 to a 2, that's a really big deal. I mean, I think you said that it was like swelling, like it was from what when I was listening to you talk about it earlier, like it was the storm was getting bigger. But I'm guessing the way they rate storms like that is maybe the speed of the winds, because if it's getting bigger, you would think it would be still stay at a Category 5, but since it dropped, I
Right.
guess maybe the winds decreased or something. The wind speed decreased. I'm not sure, but you had something you want to read on it?
Yeah, I had it from another source, but this was from CNN, which was today. But I can read it from this source, but I had a look like it was more information, and I don't know what source it was from because I had looked it up earlier. This was from CNN. It said Hurricane Dorian threatens the U.S. and it was talking about that the hurricane hunters are flying planes directly into this record-breaking storm to gather the most accurate, up-to-date information on hurricanes.
That must have been the picture that remember when we talked about Hurricane Dorian yesterday and on
Right.
our show.
Right.
I had one picture on there where it had I'll try to post it again today. I deleted it, but I might be able to find it. There was a like you could see that whoever took this picture was in the eye of the storm. It even said it. Y'all couldn't see it, but when I downloaded it, the name of the shot was the eye of Hurricane Dorian.
Right.
And you could see like the wing of a plane from where they was taking the picture or video or however they captured that shot. But you could see they were in the eye of it, like you could see like the front what do you call it, hemisphere of the storm.
Right.
And you could see like one of the wings to the right. And I was like, wow, like somebody's inside of the eye in a plane. I didn't
Man.
even know that was possible.
Me neither. I mean, I know a lot of times that people get the like a lot of the news people when they do the weather and how I mean I can't even really understand how they can forecast and understand what the weather's going to be like for
I always thought it was like, you ever seen the movie Twister?
Yeah.
You remember when they had those like balls and they kept trying to get them into that? It was in like a big machine, a big silver machine, and they kept trying to put it down where the tornado would come and pick it up and then release all of those little balls into
Oh,
it.
okay.
And it was like some type of
I didn't see that
meteorologist
part.
contraption. I remember.
I seen bits and pieces of it, but I ain't never
But
seen
yes, an old movie though. But
Yeah.
I always thought maybe they did it like that for real. I don't know how they capture the wind speeds of a tornado or hurricane or whatever catastrophic event. Like, but that's a big deal though for it to drop from a 5 to a 2, because
Right.
I think it's just about to hit landfall in the continental United States. Like, I know it's supposed to be going, towards Florida. I cannot get this belch to come up, but towards Florida, and then creep up the East Coast line. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to hit from Florida to Georgia to North Carolina to South Carolina. And I know I just saw on the news out on the TV out there that the is it the governor of the state of South Carolina was declaring an emergency, like an emergency evacuation, which they had that from yesterday at 12 o'clock, but they was declaring it a state of emergency. So I don't see how, if the winds are slowing down, how it's still a state of emergency, like declared today when it's supposed to be slowing down going towards the upper eastern coastline
Right.
of the U.S. I don't know, but obviously we're here in the United States. In case anybody from overseas happens to be listening to this, because I have gotten people from overseas listen to shows before. Anything else on Dorian, or do you want to move to the next topic?
But it did say, like, I do want to read a little bit something, right? It said, the following Hurricane Dorian battering of the Bahamas, we are often offering support for our U.S. customers who are concerned about family and friends there. That was a quotation, but it says the following counties of some of the areas where the customers will have unlimited service is in Florida. So if you are in Clay County, Duval County, Flagler County, Nassau County, Bootham County, Seminole Country, and Valluxia or whatever county, and then in Georgia it's talking about Brantley, Everingham, Long, Pierce, Wayne, and then in North Carolina, Hyde County, and that's where I don't know if it's hit them areas yet, but it's, you know, it seems very serious. So if you are in them counties, just be very careful and be on the lookout.
And
So,
I wonder what they mean when they say unlimited sources. Like, what, they got people on standby, like medical personnel and stuff like that.
I don't know it, but it said from what I was reading from the CNN, it just said that it said all Verizon customers will have unlimited text and calls from the U.S. to Bahamas.
Oh, it was from Verizon.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, so that's where it was from. Sorry, I didn't want to mislead nobody, but I think it was talking about
So it's probably saying, like, if you have their service, like maybe somebody have a prepaid phone or something like that, but most people these days have unlimited. But if you had maybe a prepaid service and your phone was turned off, they're going to go ahead and provide you service just in case you there stranded with no text left or minutes left on your phone or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe even internet service or something like that. They're probably not going to charge you and go ahead and let you do everything because this is a state of emergency. So that's pretty cool on Verizon's behalf. I mean, they should be doing stuff like that, to be honest. I don't want us to make us into a mobile bashing segment, but they all of them companies are ridiculous with the prices keep going up, and then you don't get half the service you're supposed to get, and then promotions run out, and then it's just the worst. But I know our phone bill is outrageous. We on a family plan, and
exactly.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and AT&T at that.
Yeah.
You know, so. But next in the news, I don't know if y'all have heard this. Actually, it was a shooting, mass shooting in China, which that seems crazy.
Seems rare.
I mean, it just ain't happening.
China's a communist country, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It ain't just happening just in the United States. And this is this source is from the Associated Press, which is today 11:25. So it's Beijing. I'm just gonna read the thing. It says the Beijing, an attacker killed 8 students and injured 2 others at the elementary school in central China on the first day of the new semester, police said Tuesday. The attacker occurred around 8 p.m. a.m. Monday in Chegyapo village. I hope I'm correct. I mean, it's these names. It says village in Inci city in Hubei province. Inchi police said in a statement, the suspect is a 40-year-old man surnamed Yu who is in custody and being investigated. How the children were attacked was not disclosed. The motive for the attacker was unclear. So I guess they haven't got all the information why he did that.
And on top of that, China, when you get run into communist countries, it's hard to even get information out of them anyway.
Right.
Like, they probably know all of that.
Right.
Like, they're not letting nothing slip by them in China, like, for sure. They saying that the motive is unsure and how many people were hurt or how they were hurt was unclear and all. I don't believe that, not for 1 second. They know what happened. They just ain't letting it out.
Right.
Like, China, they something else, boy.
And you won't see that guy no more.
Absolutely not.
Because they believe that if an eye for an eye.
Yeah,
You know,
if it's even true. I mean, it probably is, but I'm saying, man, you never know. I didn't heard stories from in the United States. We ain't no better. Our government is the same way. You know what I mean? Like, they'll lay stuff on you. No, absolutely not. But whenever you do something to somebody over there, I've heard stories of, like, people, like, getting other stuff pinned on them, just like the United States. The United States is a million times worse, probably, but just over there, it seems like they'll kill you.
Right.
If you go against, like, say you didn't give praise to their dictator or went against
Right.
like they gonna lay something serious on you
Yeah,
and
they
give
don't
you some
play that.
serious trumped up charges, and it's gonna be something you ain't never even thought to do, but they ain't gonna play that. Like they really lay down law over there, and that's for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I had another. So I can't. I'm trying to pull it up. We're about the Walmart situation where Walmart is basically trying to. I wanted to read it, but I was trying to find where I put it at because I actually had it in my phone. But if y'all don't know what's been going on today about Walmart, where they trying to get it where you cannot bring guns in. You know, either if you a license to carry and anything, you can't come in Walmart. They try to get a bill passed
Without with your weapon on you.
with your weapon on you, which I think, I mean, I think it's good because what happened, of course, where I'm from in Louisville, you had the mass shooting around the J-Town area, that Walmart out there.
Really?
Yeah, you remember with the two black people, the white guy came in and
I don't remember.
yeah, that was not too long ago.
Like this year?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a world news. You know, had the. I mean, if y'all know what I'm talking about, you can Google it, look it up.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky. Walmart. Was it Walmart? Or maybe it was Kroger. I think it was Kroger.
Oh yeah, I did. Yep, I heard about that. Yep.
And yeah, one of the guys. Matter of fact, one of the guys worked where I worked at.
The only thing about that though, with me, like for mass shootings, in terms of mass shootings, when you license to carry, it seems like those are the good people, the people that are abiding by the rules. So when you strip the ability to carry inside of any facility, any venue, that kind of takes away the good guys. Because think about it, if you're going into Walmart with a mass shooting on your mind, you're not going to be worried about whether you're licensed to carry or not.
Right.
You're just not. You know what I mean? So if somebody was in there that was licensed to carry and had their weapon on them, they could possibly maybe not prevent, but maybe scale back the damage that would be done. So I don't know if I agree with that. Like, because if somebody's gonna come in there and do something, they're gonna come in there and do it. They're not gonna read the sign outside and say, "Oh, I can't come in here with my weapon."
Right.
You even if you license to carry, you can't bring it into Walmart. That's never ever gonna happen in real life. A lot of these laws, it seems like there must be like an ulterior motive. I hate to sound like the conspiracy guy. I know this is like my second time going in on something like this on the third topic, but it just seems like it's an ulterior motive because they know that. Like when you think about practicality in the real world, that's not gonna fly. Like you need somebody in there that is licensed to carry, because even if you have a security guard in the front of Walmart or Kroger or pick a facility, if there's a security guard in the front, maybe unless they're warning people on their way in, maybe somebody wouldn't get in if it was a armed security. But say they're not doing that, and somebody gets in and they're in the back, or maybe even like you said, I think you said they were going to stop selling.
Yeah, I think I brought it up. This was from of course Yahoo Finance, but it said that Walmart is proposing bold changes to its gun policy that will end gun sales of certain weapons following deadly mass. But that it wasn't it. It was I had it too, but where they was basically like, well, you can't carry. I mean, it's fine to have a gun, but you can't carry it in Walmart. But they trying to get it passed through.
See, that's just not practical to me, because what if somebody gets to the back of the store with a weapon? Security guard ain't gonna be able to get back here before they let off so many shots and kill or injure some X amount of people. Like if somebody got and of course it's not promised that somebody in there is gonna have a weapon, whether that's legal or illegal. Nobody's going to be able to fly back there and apprehend or subdue or stop the suspect. It's not going to happen. It's just not the way the real world works. Like in real time, that's not the way things are ever going to play out. Maybe 1 in a million. But if somebody was there that had their weapon on them, that is the quote unquote good guy and happens to have if they even have the heart to do it, but maybe they could possibly stop a situation like that. Just like the baby situation, the rapper. You hear about that? There's a rapper named The Baby from North Carolina, ironically. But he was in Walmart. and a guy came in and brandished a weapon. Him and they were going back and forth, had an altercation, and the guy brandished a weapon. I think he even pulled out a weapon, and the baby ended up pulling out his gun and shooting him and killing him. Yeah, right there in Walmart. I think he might have even been with his family too.
My bad, I'm being so quiet on it because I'm still trying. I'm trying to bring it up because I think I had sent it to you with the about the not carrying the gun. They basically let everybody know, kind of get more in depth on that.
Yeah, from now on though, we'll have it read in advance and not read it from our.
This is our second day. So.
Yeah, this is only our second show, but from now on we'll try to have it committed to memory. You know what I mean, to the best of our ability, and then we won't have to read it off of our phones or papers or anything like that.
Right.
So it'll be a lot smoother.
And another thing I was thinking of too. I mean, it's good, but it's not good because. Think about it. If you can't carry no guns in the Walmart, and I'm just saying because really, it's hard to tell nowadays because, for example, to bring up a quick example, the guy that was in Las Vegas, he didn't have no record. They killed all them people in Las Vegas. They said he didn't have no. He was clean. He didn't have no. He probably didn't even have a ticket as far as the way they were saying.
Disclosed.
And he went and
you
killed.
Just never know.
You never know.
So it ain't gotta be somebody that's trying to that has registered for a gun or anything of that nature. Like it could happen anywhere to anyone. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can find another way to get rid of some of these mass shootings. I mean, when I was looking on my phone, I was looking at a list of shootings, and I mean it was outrageous. If I could pull it up quick, I'll share some of it. If not, I ain't gonna worry about it because I know it slows down the show reading from stuff. But this is a crazy statistic. As of August 31st, 2019, 297 mass shootings have occurred in 2019 that fit the inclusion criteria of this article. This averages out to 1.2 shootings per day. In these shootings, 1,219 people were injured and 335 died, for a total of 1,554 victims. That's outrageous.
It is.
Just the last couple of days alone. Today's September the 3rd when we're recording this show. September the 3rd, 2019. I'm looking on the list. It says September the 2nd, 2019. Elkmont, Alabama, 5 dead. 14-year-old boy shot dead his 5 family members. 2 adults, 3 children, and an Alabama residence. He confessed the crime to the police. Another, September the 2nd, Greensboro, North Carolina. 2 shot, 4 total. September the 1st, Rocky Mountain, North Carolina, 4 injured. September 1st, 2019, Hartford, Connecticut, 4 injured. September 1st, 2019, Toledo, Ohio, 4 injured. It just goes on and on and on.
Exactly.
You don't have to look back far. I mean, just the last 2 days, 5 mass shootings. That's crazy.
And here's a main thing too. I was thinking with the Walmart situation. You gonna stop people from carrying guns in Walmart, and some people. I ain't saying everybody, but you have people that carry guns and stuff, but that could bring up crime rates, people getting their car broken into, because people gonna look at it like, okay, they passed the law that you can't nobody carry their guns in stores.
So they shouldn't have it in here.
So
hopefully they ain't got it on.
A lot of people might go to resort to breaking in cars. I mean,
or even robbing people right there in the parking lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if somebody got cash on them, like times like Black Friday,
right.
People tend to have more money on them. Maybe, of course, people do carry plastic these days, but you never know. Like if somebody has a certain sale or something going on like that, where people's gonna a high volume of people will be in a certain area, and they know ain't nobody got guns on them. That's the perfect time to go and hit a lick. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. So, that's the world for you. So what can you do? But we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is Simone Biles, and this was an article I seen from Newsday, and I don't know if y'all know, but I'm gonna read the little caption. But this was from the Associated Press. Matter of fact, the Associated Press, which is today at 5:22, which right now our time, which is Eastern Standard Time, but 7:35 right now. It says Olympic gymnast champion Simone Biles says she is struggling with the arrest of her brother, who has charged. He said he was charged in a shooting that left 3 dead.
Goodness gracious.
And she said in a tweet Monday that her heart aches for everyone involved, especially the victims and their families. It said authorities in Ohio says 24-year-old Tevin Biles Thomas was arrested in Georgia last week after being indicted on murder, manslaughter, and other charges in a New Year's Eve party shooting. So I guess that happened,
The day before New Year's.
Yeah, and it says police in Cleveland says the shooting happened just before the end of 2018 when a group of men arrived uninvited to a party. 3 men were killed and when gunfire broke out during a fight, and 2 others were wounded. Bowles Thomas is scheduled for arraignment in Cleveland on the 13th of September. No attorney is listed for him in court records. So, I mean, that's all we got on that. So, I guess that was brought up from, like, last year. I guess they, but they reported that. Like, I seen that today on the World News. They talking about Simone Bowles' brother.
You know what that kind of tells me, too? Where you read at the end about no attorney was present on record. Simone Bowles ain't helping him because I'm sure she's the breadwinner of that family. So if anybody's going to get him an attorney, it's her. And she must really be heartbroken because she ain't getting her brother no attorney for that.
Yeah, I mean, evidently, if you feel like, too, and I don't know what's in people's heads, if you really think your brother, family member is innocent, you will help him,
Yeah.
so evidently...
Look at the Nicki Minaj situation when her brother was accused of, I think it was pedophilia, and everybody was, like, bashing her, like super duper heavy slander. Like, are you really gonna try to help a pedophile out,
right,
to get him out of prison? Blah 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 blah. And she's like, "Look, that's my brother." And I don't know if she ever spoke on it or not, but I heard that she was like not proclaiming his innocence, but she apparently did get him. I think she actually bonded him out at one point and then got him an attorney. So just goes to show. People are going to help their family if that, like you said, if they think that they're innocent or if they want to help them.
And a lot of times too that, I mean, I'm definitely not justifying wrongdoing, but a lot of times people say comments about, oh, you protecting this person, but you don't know if it's your family member, what you know how it's going, and I'm not justifying that, but a lot of times, a lot of people, it's a lot of heart feelings and emotions there, so you can't really say what you gonna do. But I'm not justifying, if a person do wrong in your family, wrong is wrong. I don't care who it is. So.
And you know what's crazy, Big Doug? I think it really has a whole lot to do with how you were brought up too. Like, I honestly do. Like, we can turn this into something nice to talk about to stop like going so much like straightforward with national topics, like to bring it into everyday life, like practicality.
Right.
Like, a lot of times whenever I'm at work, and it's not just a black and white thing, I think it has to do with like classism. I think it has to do with like your social structure, how your family was brought up. Like, a lot of times, even on TV, when I see certain court cases or those shows that are based on certain crimes, you'll see a lot of people that come from a higher social class. They'll actually turn in their parents or children or anything. People like from my social class, like being more poor, you don't often see that. Like, I think that no snitching and all of that is so ingrained in us that we ain't turning in our family member. Like, you will see people from the hood where if such and such is on the run, they looking to see who their family member is out of town. Right. And trying to get there. It's not a matter of will they turn me in. It's a matter of, can I get there before I get caught? Like, people know, like, they ain't gonna turn me in. You know what I mean? Only time heard about people turning other people in, coming from a more poor situation, is if they offer a reward and they really want to go get that money, like on some foul, snaky type stuff. And then even then, the rest of the neighborhood's gonna be talking about him. Like, damn, you believe he turned in his peoples for $1,000 on Crime Stoppers? You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But.
And a lot of people feel like that too, Big Hood, because I mean, a lot of times people say, "Oh, I think it's stupid, no snitching." But the way that in the black community, how the black community look at the police, because they look at it like we supposed to be protected, but really, I mean, and I'm not using that as because I respect for all authorities, but like lately, we've been, blacks been treated wrong in society when it comes to police authority, all the way back from the time of, from slavery all the way up to Jim Crow to Martin, all the way up to Martin Luther King. Like, you can see how, blacks was treated, you know.
Absolutely.
So I mean, that's why a lot of times, like, you know, a lot of people that's, you know, that's not black, they look at it like, y'all don't blacks, they you know, they look at police like, why they doing, you know, authority like that. But at the same time, you know, you can't really say unless you've been in somebody else's shoes. I mean, it's easy to point and say, well, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't do this. But like you said, you know, like a lot of people don't like when you say, well, you ain't black, but not really understanding the, you know,
the dynamics of the
exactly,
relationship between blacks and
it ain't
authority.
it ain't about being prejudiced or nothing like that. It's just been about, I mean, how you gonna say something about somebody you ain't been in their shoes? And that's what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, you can never relate to our plight.
Even with politics, you know, a lot of people talking about, Democrat, Republican. I just think that's just another divisive weapon to divide people anyway.
Absolutely.
You know, because they look at it like it's something that's good, but really it's not nothing good, because you got, like right now, what's going on in this country as well. But we ain't gonna get into that.
Right,
I mean,
we'll be here talking all night.
It's for another.
I don't even look at it in that far. I tell you this. As far the thing I look at first in my life is work. I mean, when I'm at work, I ain't never seen so many people that just tell every single little bitty thing.
Right.
I'm a mailman. Doug works at GE.
Right.
With my job, we have a union. Do y'all have a union?
Yeah, we got a union.
With my job, I'm telling you, Big Doug, people in the union, I've witnessed this firsthand. I mean, on me, people from the union will go out of their way to tell stuff on me or any other carrier to get them in trouble. And this is the same exact person that you're going to have to go out and help.
Right.
Whenever management does come down on them.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying just union. I'm saying anybody. Carriers, union reps, supervisors, any form of management, postmasters, people on the streets, residents of houses, people that you deliver to.
Right.
Everybody tells like I've never ever seen it. The pettiest things. I've had people call in on me because the mail was wet on a rainy day.
Oh man.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's just outrageous. I don't think people even think it far enough through. Some people probably don't even care. But me personally, there's no way I'm gonna call in to somebody's job on something that petty. First of all, I don't know if they have kids. Secondly, how they gonna pay their bills?
Right.
You gonna really go as far? What if this is their last strike? Then you can say, well, it's gonna probably happen anyway. Well, you don't know that, and you don't know that if you go tell on somebody on something petty, that could get them into an altercation with their supervisor,
right,
and then just tear up the rest of their whole job at that point. You know what I mean? Like, they could become in conflict, and you don't know what that's gonna do to somebody. Why go and tell somebody something like that, and then maybe their child goes hungry for the next 2 weeks? Like, it sounds extreme, but that's real. Like, you don't know what that's doing to somebody's household. That might get them into a confrontation with their spouse, and then they lead to a divorce because you got them fired from their job over the mail being wet on a rainy day. Like, there's some people that I know for a fact just wouldn't care anyway. Right. Like, they thinking good for you. Because I've heard them say some nasty stuff to me. But that's the way I think before I go and try to get somebody in trouble over something so simple. Like, at least go to that person first, in my eyes, and see if maybe you can come to an understanding with them as to why it happened. Or maybe it was just a case of not knowing, or perhaps y'all can even get together and figure it out for the next time.
Exactly.
But don't just run to management or run to somebody's supervisor. Or people love to do this. Well, what's corporate's number? I want to call corporate. I want to talk to the corporate office. You talking to the corporate office on this little bitty this person that's expendable in the company? Like, they'll get rid of you like that. Like that. People in those type of higher seats don't care about the little man. Like, what if someone went to your job and did that? I don't know. I get worked up over stuff like that because I just think people don't think before they do stuff that's so petty and so corny. Like, you just, to be quite honest, excuse my language, but you deserve to have the shit slapped out of you. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, it's pathetic, man. Like, you gonna really go out of your way to get somebody in trouble, and you don't even know anything about their plight. You don't know anything about their situation. You don't know if they walking home 2 miles to and from work every day trying to hang on to this job, and then you go out of your way to get them in trouble. But I don't want to ramble all night. That kind of stuff just gets me worked up.
Yeah, because I mean, I always like to say, you don't know unless you're in somebody else's shoes, you know. So I mean, it's easy to be complaining and pointing fingers and stuff when you're on the other side, but you know, people, hey, we living in this world, so. But we gonna move on. The next topic we was talking about that I seen was about the boat fire, California boat fire, and it said the latest 25 bodies found after California boat fire, and this was from Associated Press. It said this was from the AP in Los Angeles. It says the Coast Guard says the 25 people have been found located, and 9 remain unaccounted for following boat fire on the southern California coast. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with that situation. I read a little bit into it earlier, but it says police interviewed 5 crew members who survived a boat fire off southern California coast, and the Coast Guard says 39 people were aboard a Conception, a dive ship on 3-day scuba diving excursion to the Channel Islands. It says there were 6 member crews and 33 passengers when the fire broke about 3 a.m. Monday, and quickly engulfed the boat. It says 5 crew members survived after jumping overboard and making into a nearby boat. It's unclear what efforts they made to help the passengers. So, I mean, that's just another, horrible situation. Definitely, our thoughts and, prayers go out to those that's dealing with that, because, I mean, that's horrible, man. Like, you've been like lately,
People just losing family members left and right.
left and right. But I mean, I don't try to get too biblical with it, but we definitely in the last days. I mean, that's expected to happen. I mean, I just think too that you got to treat each other better, because you don't know when you don't see them last time.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that before you walked in, Big Doug. Like when I was sitting in the car, I was just thinking that like I need to start telling my friends and family like I love them more and things just of that nature, because you never know when you may never see them ever again. Like it could be your last day or it could be their last day.
You look at the situation too, and which I know this with the boat accident. I mean that's a horrible situation, but just like what happened in when the guy went and on that shooting to kill all these Mexicans and stuff. The guy
I didn't
went
hear
there.
about it.
Remember that happened not too long ago. Remember the guy? It was in Texas, with the Walmart in Texas.
I don't remember.
Remember, it just happened not too long ago. Remember the guy went, and it was happened in El Paso, where the guy went and shot all these Latino people, all these because they was Mexican.
Just because they was Mexican?
Yeah, he mentioned
he wasn't Mexican, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't believe so. No, he was no. And a lot of people blame Donald Trump for that, because they said some of his stuff that he was saying about Mexicans and all of that. So he took a lot of heat for that.
I'm sure he did. And I ain't trying to bash Donald Trump, but I don't know if he's aware of it, but a lot of the rhetoric he spews does, maybe not if people were so forthright in the way they go and study things, but people don't study things. I think we spoke on this last show. People usually read headlines, and when every headline is saying that you want to build a wall, or you're coming out against Mexicans or the bad Mexicans and all of that stuff, that puts Mexicans in a bad light, especially when you do it time and time and time again. People will start to
you got
that right there. It's almost like propaganda.
Bad in every race. So,
every single race.
I mean, to me I'm not even about making it like politics. To me, by your words, to me, like most people say, words don't hurt. Our words don't have consequences. Yes, they do. Words can do
more than sticks and stones.
Yeah, and the thing about it too, like while you seeing, you have a lot of some of the people that's white supremacists. They love that. They love that speak. I mean, as well as other people. I mean, I don't care if you're a black racist, and you say stuff that. I mean, that excites them, especially if you in power too. To speak
absolutely,
on that.
It makes it a million times worse. Yeah, exponentially.
So it is what it is. But the only thing you can do is just try to be more, respectful to people, and try to, because right now we're in the time where the country is so divisive anyway. So, but it was something else that I had written that I wanted to speak on. Was it? I think it was. What did you just now talk about? I was just talking about. I brought up. Oh, about the boat accident.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Kevin Hart situation. We never, you
Yeah,
know.
we didn't speak on it last time.
Yeah,
I didn't really know a lot about it though.
yeah. I didn't either. I seen a little bit part of. They said where he had to have surgery, but
So he was hurt bad.
yeah. I mean, I did see something about it. I'm gonna bring it up because they said something about that he had to have surgery, and I think from sources I think that he's doing a little bit better. So
I mean, I wonder if it was like a surgery, like his shoulder got thrown out of socket, or maybe is it like plastic surgery, like his face hit the windshield, or I wonder what happened. That sucks.
yeah.
Man, we just bringing all bad news tonight. This is a draining show.
But I'll go to
Next time, y'all, we're gonna try to bring y'all some more positivity on top of the. But that's really the way the world news is these days, though.
Yeah.
Everything is like, the more it bleeds, the more it leads. That's just real when it comes to news. Like, everything just seems to be rooted in disasters and mass shootings and celebrities going off the rails. And man.
But his wife, and this is from I believe E News, but it was I guess an article written by Alyssa Moran, but that was from yesterday, but we can still bring you up to date because I typed in what's up to date. It said Kevin Hart's wife is opening up about her husband's car accident on Monday. Nico Parrish gave updates on the 40-year-old comedian's health as she was headed into the hospital to visit him. She's, and quote, he's great. She told the cameras he's going to be just fine, and she continues to say he's good. Everybody's good. So that's the good news. And then it says Sunday morning. It says the ride alongside Labor Day weekend plans came to a halt after getting into a car accident. He suffered a major back injuries and will reportedly have to undergo back surgery. So, but his wife said he's doing good. So, from what I'm reading. So
Must have had some serious whiplash or something then.
yeah,
To having back surgery.
yeah. So,
Yeesh.
yeah,
So prayers up for Kevin Hart. Hope you
Yeah.
get well, fella.
yeah. So, and this is another thing, and this ain't nothing major, but this is just something I came across. If y'all haven't heard about the Mississippi couple that they was
We should have led with that.
yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, about
It's awful.
They get married, and a black and white couple, and they was denied a
I'm gonna see if we can maybe if we can watch it. Let's see.
let me see, but I'm gonna read into it, but this is from the Washington Post, which something we're not making up. Because most people think, a lot of people get to in their mind that racism that don't exist, which I don't know what planet I don't know what planet you're living on, but this is everywhere, not just America. But this is from an article from Washington Post. It says when La Cambria S. Welch drove to Boone Camp event hall on Saturday, she was in search of an explanation, which I hope I pronounced the name right. It says Welch told the Washington Post in an email that her brother and his fiance had recently been coordinating with the wedding venue in Boonesville, Mississippi, about hosting their upcoming nuptials. It says until they were informed that they were no longer welcome, and it says why. It says Welch said because her brother is black and his bride to be is white, and it went viral as well. It said the video alleged. I'm just gonna read the little inscription. It says the video alleged showed that the owner of the Mississippi venue, August 31st, saying they don't. It says they don't do gay weddings or mixed race because our Christian belief, and that's according to the Washington Post, but. If you can bring it up. So
okay.
He gonna bring it up. This is the video. Start that over again.
Okay, we're Christians as well, so.
And this was from, actually, I seen today.
First of all, we don't do gay weddings or mixed race.
Okay, so why
Because
not?
of our Christian race. We have a Christian belief.
Okay, we're Christians as well, so what in the Bible tells you that?
Well, I don't want to argue my faith.
No, that's
But
fine.
we just don't participate.
Okay.
We just choose not to.
Okay. So that's your Christian belief, right? Okay.
Man, that's
Yeah.
heartbreaking,
Yeah.
man.
That's
I mean, what's Christian about that?
and you know, I guess you got a lot of hypocrisy going. But
Absolutely.
that's just speechless. That I mean,
You don't do gay people. You don't do interracial couples either.
yeah, and it was just so funny that it just kind of reminded me of a situation at my job not too long ago where I had a guy was saying why everything, you know, because we had a conversation and he brought up it was something with my boss, and then he had said something about, because I told him, well, I think that he shows favoritism being biased, and he tried to bring up race. I said I didn't mention nothing about race. That bias is mean you just having favoritism. I'm not trying to
Absolutely.
have bring, he's like, oh well, why everything, he had brought up everything is about black and white, and I said it's a reality. Everything is about black and white in this country.
Yeah,
I said
it's not that you're making everything black and white. It's you're addressing everything that's black and white.
And that's
You are making everything black. He's making everything black and white.
Right.
You just addressing it, and people get upset with that. Like, why is everything gotta be black and white? No, I'm just addressing the things that are black and white. You're making it black and white,
and that's despicable to see right there. I mean, you got people that you claiming the love. You claiming that
to
you're
love
Christian,
God and to be about the Lord
but
and
then
doing
you
the
don't-
Lord's work.
Yeah,
And you're not gonna marry somebody because of their race
that's pitiful.
or their
That's pitiful. But
that's insane, man.
yeah. And let us know what y'all think on that. I mean, all the topics we talk about. Just give us opinion. Let us know what y'all think about a lot of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, but even if you want to challenge us, like everything is up for debate here.
Yeah.
Like we willing to address whatever. We willing to go back and forth with y'all. I mean, I ain't trying to make it nasty or nothing like that, but
it ain't even really about debating. It's about basically like just to
informing each other.
Yeah, and basically too, just try to get along with everybody, because I mean we live on the same planet. Like we gotta get along with.
We gotta come to an understanding.
Yeah, but I know it's not gonna be like that because a lot of people, the mindset is different. So
Yeah.
but
that was it was a good little show. We almost 45 minutes in.
okay.
So if we ain't got nothing else, Big Dub, if you
What
want to
about
sign out.
what about the well, I don't think I had too much. We talked about Kevin Hart, right? About the situation, and as well as the NFL season, but that we'll get on to that later on, because I think that's what. Oh, what about the Zeke Elliot situation?
Yeah, he's supposedly they've been making some ground with his contract. From what I heard today, with Shannon Sharp, he was almost sounded like he had like a little inside source that was saying they were getting a lot closer than they previously had been, and they almost sounded like they expected Zeke to show up to negotiate in person. And you got to think, if you're coming from Cabo to come to Dallas, Texas to negotiate, you're probably already close enough to where you figure, if I get there, we can close the deal.
Right.
So we might see Zeke suit up for the game Sunday.
I think they're gonna definitely. I mean, if you don't have him.
It ain't gonna be looking pretty.
I'm not no Dallas fan, but they predicted to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl.
The thing about me though is, you still want him here and to do it for the first game, just to play his way into shape. But I don't think you can be in football shape without playing football. So exactly. I don't think for that first game they can make the win contingent upon Ezekiel Elliott. I think y'all gonna have to play almost as if he wasn't there, and then whatever he can contribute, that'll be a plus. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then maybe by week 2, 3, 4, he'll be in playing shape and be able to really be the normal Ezekiel Elliott, leading the league in rushing yards and blah blah blah. Well, one of the leaders in rushing yards.
But they gonna sign.
If they got any sense, they gonna sign. I think they will. I don't think there's a way around it.
If you don't sign him, you better kiss the Super Bowl goodbye.
Absolutely. Unless you just have somebody comes out of relative obscurity that's just nasty and we didn't expect it. But How many times has that happened?
And to me, Dallas, that's where they actually seem like they built their offenses from a strong running game.
Especially the offensive line.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback. He's a decent quarterback, but
he
their
ain't
strength
no
ain't no
Tom Brady.
Yeah, he ain't.
He
That
ain't no
ain't his
Patrick
strength.
Mahomes.
Right. That ain't his. That ain't Dallas's strength. Their strength is running the ball. Then they can open up to throw to Cooper and
Play action.
You got what's the new guy name? Randall Cobb. You got guys like that. So
and play action helps that tremendously.
And the Dallas's defense is. I mean, like I said, I don't know why I'm talking about Dallas. I can't stand them. But we keep it all the way real.
Right.
We keep it honest on here.
Yes, sir.
But they.
I can't stand them either.
But they got. I was listening today. I think on ESPN. I forgot what. They was talking about how Dallas had the best team. They have the best team since the 90s.
96 or something like that. Yeah.
So, but you want to add anything? Because, I'm about through talking about Dallas. But they're going to have a good team.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
I see Zeke, they going to sign him. They're not going to let that go. I wouldn't, unless something wrong with you. So
Exactly.
No.
Nah, I think I'm pretty much finished too. Only thing I want to add is that just bear with us, y'all. I know it's starting off a little slow, like our shows, but trust me, once we get the feel of it and the chemistry, like how we talk on a regular basis,
right.
I think our shows will be a lot stronger, be a lot more entertaining. It'll be a lot more boom.
And we'll try to connect more with the viewers,
Yeah, and eventually we'll hook up our line. Whenever we start to go live, we'll hook up our phone line and hopefully get some of y'all on here to go back and forth with us.
So
yeah, but we won't be reading every single show. We're gonna try to commit it to memory. And Big Doug came up with some topics today that I just didn't have time enough to get familiar with before we started the show. So that's why we had to read a lot of it off of the phones and the papers. So once we get it down to a science and we get time to cover all topics before we come on, then we'll be firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
So stick around and hopefully we'll get it together and hopefully y'all enjoy the show.
Signing out.
Signing out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.